Great, thanks. I'm Sora Saad. I'm a commerce student. I'm also founder at Sustainability Ambassador.
Great.
Thanks.
Just one announcement, we are recording this live session and we will also put it on YouTube. So if you don't want to disclose, you can yeah, make sure that your name is not displayed. So that is what I want. Thank you very much. I don't think okay, we are not going to live stream it, so don't worry. Yeah, we have started the recording. Close this one.
So, first of all, I would just make a brief about our project, the EmpowerHER project. Its the main objective is advancing women in STEM, higher education, and in careers. We have a 2-day workshop. The third day will be for internal team. We are in cooperation, the Arab Academy with UCLan University of Central Lancashire. And of course, it's funded by the British Council and in cooperation with the Global Sustainable Futures Network. We're starting, so with this,
yes, it will be good.
The project description and activities. We are contribute to economic development and welfare of the country, which is we are the project in Egypt. We aim to empower women in STEM field as it will increase the participation of women in the workforce, particularly in higher demands STEM sector. We will the project helps Egypt tap into a larger talent pool, of course, the women pool, which is essential for economic growth.
It is amazing.
Of course, the STEM fields are the forefront of innovation. The projects have a very good chance to stimulate innovation and technological advancement in Egypt through encouraging women to pursue more STEM careers. It can drive economic growth as new technologies and ideas will develop and commercialize. Of course, by investing in women's education and careers in STEM, the project will contribute to the development of a highly skilled workforce. It can attract foreign investment and encourage the growth of domestic industries that require a well-educated and skilled workforce. All this, of course, we foresee in the development of the project within this year. Why EmpowerHER Egypt? It's promoting women's career in STEM and help narrow the gender income gap. Women can contribute more significantly to household income by having equal access to high-paying STEM jobs. And we would like to discuss with you all within 2 days, how can this be done even remotely? This financial stability can improve the overall well-being of families and communities, of course, especially in third world countries as Egypt. It's a fact that countries that invest in STEM education and careers are often more competitive on the global stage, as Egypt produces a more substantial number of STEM professionals, which is a very true fact. So it can become a more competitive player in the global knowledge economy by adding the women to the STEM. The project, again, activities can extend to community development efforts, such as STEM education programs for underprivileged areas, It can uplift marginalized communities, reducing poverty and improving overall social welfare. Egypt can.
One second. Ask them, can you see the slides? Because I cannot see the slides.
Can you see slides? Does anyone have a problem?
No,
in seeing
actually, the
slides?
slides are not on the screen. It just shows the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Only
Cannot see.
only the name of the two PowerPoints there.
All right, okay. So. Slides. Yeah, they were only saying this. Okay, so 1 second. Let me give you a slideshow. This is really a slideshow. Yeah, this one. So. So we will not do that.
Yes.
That's right.
برزنتيشن كل حاجه بس في المحاضره دلوقتي
Now it's showing?
Yes, yes, it is true.
Okay. Sorry for that.
Hello, Maris.
Again, we come to the, okay. The EmpowerHER project can potentially create a ripple effect, which is one of the objectives of the project, to positively impact Egypt's economic development and social welfare by promoting gender equality, fostering innovation, and nurturing a more skilled and inclusive workforce. Okay, now the cooperation between Egypt and UK by fostering cross-culture. The UCLan University and the AASTMT, the project will promote global understanding and create a network of empowered women professionals who can share knowledge and experience. This diversity will lead to increased innovation, better problem solving, and enhanced creativity in various industries. Of course, we will make very good use of the youth professionals in this area. The exchange of ideas will contribute to more effective solutions to global challenges and create opportunities for international partnerships. It also leads, which is a very important objective, to lead to research partnerships, joint ventures, and knowledge exchange, enhancing the UK STEM capabilities. There is an environmental impact of the project, of course. STEM fields, of course, are critical in addressing environmental and climate change. The project's positive impact on the climate and environment can be substantial, fostering a more sustainable and environmentally responsible society in Egypt and potentially contributing to global efforts to address pressing environmental issues. Advancing women education in careers STEM, the project also contributes to a pool of experts and professionals to develop and implement sustainable practices, technologies, and solutions. Successful women in STEM can have a very good role model for environmental leadership. The project also focused on education and career development to ensure a sustainable environmental impact. As for equal and meaningful opportunities, the project emphasized creating equal and meaningful opportunities for women, girls, and minority genders by addressing systematic barriers in STEM fields. And this also would be a topic for discussion. Measures include tailored mentorship programs, skill development workshops, and targeted professional development opportunities. And also there will be a survey and a poll to identify what kind of training would you to fill in this gap. The project is dedicated to dismantling stereotypes, biases, and structural barriers that hinder the progress of underrepresented genders in STEM, ensuring that they have equal access to resources, education, and career advancement. Women and minority genders in the project aims to uplift women and minority genders by empowering them to pursue STEM careers and enabling them to contribute to innovation and economic growth. And we will exhibit very good examples that we have in the Arab Academy for that. It will foster a supportive ecosystem that acknowledges and values diverse perspectives, enhancing women's self-confidence and participation in traditionally male-dominated fields. The final thing, we would like to introduce our general outlines of the objectives. The project objective: creating more inclusive and supportive environment for women in STEM fields by encouraging women to pursue education, training opportunities, and enabling them to acquire skills in various disciplines. Promote STEM education and awareness among young girls to encourage their interest in STEM subjects, to facilitate women's entry into the workforce and promote economic independence. Encourage women to pursue leadership roles and career advancement opportunities in STEM industries, and challenge societal norms and perceptions that restrict women's participation in the workforce. Collaborate with industry partners to promote diversity and inclusion in STEM workplace and create role models by showcasing successful women. Conducting research and data collection to understand better and address the challenges facing women in STEM and contribute to their development by harnessing the untapped potential of women. The last thing that we would like to explain how this project engages with the SDGs. Don't know why it's not.
It's
Maybe the
not
arrow or
moving.
something. The arrow?
I think they are. Okay, there is the long-term impact. This is the long-term impact that we hope that will stay after we handle in the project. Monitor and support the career progression of women graduates to ensure long-term success and influence positive change in the industry. Improve women's representation in higher or further education to create more inclusive and diverse academic environments. And the SDGs we have addressed in this project by minimum. Of course, there are more, but these are, we can say, the direct. The SDG 4 for quality education, gender equality, reduce inequalities, decent work, and economic growth, participation for the goals. We'd like to thank you and begin your participations. We have first.
I'm the first?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, we'd like to welcome Dr. Yasser, you're not on the screen. The project manager with Prof Yasser Academy.
It's not appear in the screen.
I always try to be behind the screen. To work behind the screen, anyway.
We'd like also to welcome you and just introduce yourself briefly, please.
So, good morning to all of you. Thank you, you all, for this very nice webinar or workshop or seminar for the woman empowerment. I'm Yasser Gaber Dessouky, the Dean of Scientific Research and Innovation in the Arab Academy for Science and Technology. I'm honored to work with you, Renuka, and all the team in UCLan. We have good and strong relationship with UCLan through official channel. We have our colleague Amr Hello, the Dean of International Relations, And I think the corresponding one in UCLan, we have like student exchange and staff exchange long time ago. But however, we have many chains, this cooperation. This is one chain, we have another chain, one-to-one chain. So we had the chance to cooperate with Renuka and her team towards this project, which is woman empowerment in our institutions. Maybe Rania gave a brief about the project and the objectives, and we are working very hard to achieve these objectives. To be honest, we have in the academy many initiatives long time ago towards women empowerment. And when we started to collect these initiatives to submit a proposal or file for the Times for Higher Education impact ranking for SDG 5, we discovered that we have a lot. So we are very proud, and we are still working towards improving this. We have many figures. One of them is my colleague, Dr. Professor Gaber, and she will be giving a brief about, so I'm not talking about her because she will give us what she's doing here, but she's a very good example for the women and what the women do in the academy. And of course, I would like also to thank my colleague Rania for taking care of all the details of this project. And I wish that these 2 days or 3 days for this grant meeting will be very successful to plan a long-term plan for this project, and we will be working on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Yasser. And I would like to just add that a few days ago, like on the last Sunday, right? Last Sunday, we were honored, like your university had a very big project with UNESCO, and they are starting a women empowerment platform. And that is a huge opportunity to, parallelly work with them as well with this project. So I think that is very important to note. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a model of students, a big empowerment in the field of maritime, which is very unique for women, I think. So I think we are already exhibiting our empowerment of women. Dr. Renuka, would you start, please?
All right. First of all, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be here, and it's a pleasure to be invited by my colleague Yasser, my colleague Rania, and definitely meeting all of you here concerning this kind of topic. Let me start looking outside the topic first and then inside the topic. When Rania mentioned to me over the phone that they invited me to be part of this kind of speech and said women empowerment in STEM, I was very pleased to be part of that, because to empower women, it's not just in the STEM field, but also there is a part about how to empower women in general. So let me talk about many aspects in here concerning this. I was trying to grab all the knowledge because she just told me 2 days ago. So I'm going to focus on everything quickly, and hopefully it will be beneficial for the people who are listening. I'm talking from many parts. I'm talking about my colleague Yasser mentioned that there is something like working in the academia. So I might introduce this part later at the end, because if he mentioned that, so I have to follow with the leader here. So I'm going to follow this part, but I'm just going to focus on the country, because if you are talking about this thing on the country and how to empower women in the country, I have lots of issues concerning empowerment. I'm just going to start focusing on the country, and I have main points to mention. Something about Egypt vision, because I'm pleased when I heard the whole thing about the project. I don't know exactly the detail of the project when I came in here, but when I followed what Rania said, it's all important to be connected together, because this is matching exactly with what I intend to say today. So I'm very pleased that I am on track. Egypt vision, she mentioned something concerning the project and the target out of the project, that we have to focus on Egypt vision, or Egypt as a country. And if we need to improve the country, we have to focus on our strategy and what we are embedded in our strategy. Part of the things in our Egypt strategy and Vision 2030, focusing on the women. And one of our informations about the well-being issue that you did mention on last slide that you'd like to achieve, which is one of my field, is improving the well-being of the people, including women, definitely, is we have to focus on no discrimination between men and women. And this is also part of our strategy. And if we're talking about the dimensions, we found that we have women empowerment as part of the national Center for Women or Women National Center or Council. So this is focusing on the women also, and there are many dimensions of that. So if you would like to improve lots of this project, and I understand now it's a big project, so we have to focus on what is needed from the societal perspective and the government perspective, because at the end of the day, we need to achieve the country level, and we need to achieve the country objectives, and we will never achieve it with neglecting the women, because the woman is nearly half of the society. And this will lead me to the other part, which is gender equality. We need to achieve gender equality, and not just achieving gender equality in anything without saying number and seats. So if we are in the sitting here place area, for example, so if there are 8 seats, so it should be 4 and 4. No, women empowerment from my perspective is beyond the number. It's not about quota to be embedded in places, even in participation in society or anything. My perception of this kind of gender equality is to prepare the women, to prepare the female from the early ages. We cannot jump to be a leader now and to lead the people now without having to be introduced to all of these other stuff in the early ages and to be part of, to be embedded in. If you are not embedded in as yes, you can do it, you will never do it. And yes, you can do it is coming from many factors and many reasons, and many issues will contribute to that. And one of the huge issues is the linkage between the education and family, society, government, and also the girl itself or the female itself, and also the market that need them. Because some places they might say, we don't need girls. So I'll mention this part in brief, and then I'm going to mention something like taking away issues from this kind of thing. So I try to touch quickly for these issues, but from my perspective, this is the way to address this part, and how, and to work in the STEM is not just only STEM, by the way. They have to have the knowledge upon the system, but also they have to have the other social skills and knowledge and abilities to be able to deal with others. Otherwise, they will never be able to deal with others. So it is the business field and other fields, because business is mine. So I found it integrated. When I was the Dean of the Graduate School of Business, majority of the students coming from medical background and pharmaceutical background, and all of them and medical field, dentistry and others. So they are combining things together, because in this society, with the global technology that we have, with the integrated thing, with the AI, with other stuff, we will never say that I'm specialized in this area only. I have to be a human, complete human, dedicated with personality aspect to be able to fit. I might learn STEM, but don't know how to link it to the market. And I don't know how to convince the managers in the company that I am the qualified female to work in there. So we have many issues of that. So according to our Egypt Vision, your project, according to what you mentioned today, and it's matching with exactly the vision, which is economic dimension, social dimension, environmental dimensions. And this project, from what I can see out of this, is achieving the 3 of them. Because if you can help women to work in the market, we are targeting something for our society in general, and also we are targeting the female to improve their self, and they will be empowered financially. Because if you are empowered financially, this will support you in other aspects in the way of working. Concerning the social dimensions, your project now will fit also on that, because the social dimension talking about everything in the work, and to be working, located, allowed to find places, allowed to support others, allowed to work in relations with the other people as other parties. So definitely this is all will achieve part of the social dimension, including the security, because social here also include the security. If I'm not secure, I will not be able to work. And if I am not secure, I'm not financially supported, I will never have my mind to my work. I will never be able to give. So if I need the female to give, I have to allow them to know how to give, and also to support them with facilities and resources, allowing them to give this kind of thing. Because I might be the excellent person, but I'm thinking of my kid who is sick and nobody is caring for. So I have to go and leave the job and go there. I think this will lead us to another one, which is the environmental dimensions. We have to take care of the dimensions in the environment. And Rania mentioned also something upon the environment and the resources and supporting. And COP27 is one of the issues that global climate change, you mentioned, and other sustainability dimensions. All of that will be achieved from the environmental dimensions if we take it in consideration that yes, female can do that. Our constitution in 2014, rule article number 11 mentioned no discrimination, which if we need to kill, I'm saying that word, to kill the gap between male and female, It is there, and we have to admit it is there. We have people in different places, however, still there is a gap. We're still working in a masculine society. I'm afraid to say that, masculine society or patriarchal society, if we can say the word. So we still have this, we are not, I don't know, I don't have all the statistics in the world, but I have some statistics I'll show it to you today, which is saying that we didn't achieve this equality yet. We're still trying to do that, which we did as a country. We did a good initiative and good effort to do that. We didn't reach it to be equal yet. However, it's better than before if we compare with many years ago. Concerning statistics, I'd love always to talk with numbers. I don't like to talk about, yes, everything will be fine. I always, as a person, I like to talk with numbers. So I'm going to give you some statistics, like three things I'm talking about. Enrollment for girls, education, graduation rate, and employment. Some kind of statistics. And these statistics coming from the World Bank 2001 and also from the World Bank 2023 and UNESCO 2023. So I try to be very updated concerning these kind of statistics. Concerning enrollment, how can I have person or female working in the STEM on the graduated level to be graduated with the bachelor degree or others, and I don't have them learn this kind of science field or technology or math or whatever field is, or to be an engineer or whatever from the beginning. So early stages and early initiative is important. Concerning education, according to the statistics here, primary and secondary education, gender is nearly equal. So they are now higher than before. So according to the World Bank 2021 compared to 2015, there is high rate of women enrolled in secondary and primary education. However, secondary and primary education not giving us clear clue if they are working in STEM, because this is the focus here on STEM. So I have to focus on that. According to higher education, the female enrollment in higher education increased according to the World Bank 2023, and they said it is 48% in 21 because they didn't have the final criteria or the final data is still 2021, but it is published 2023. So this means this is the latest according to what we have. But it's still, they mentioned according to this report that it's still low in the STEM. So this is concerning. There is an increase, but it's still low in the STEM. Concerning the field, the STEM field specifically, if I'm talking about the STEM field specifically, so the female enrolled, they still remain low, and they said it's 29% compared with 71% for the male, and this is according to the UNESCO 23. This means what? This means that there is initiative from the people to be educated more than before, which is fine. Girls to be in primary and secondary school, which is fine, because Egypt is not just Alexandria and Cairo. Egypt is many other countries. So there are, you mentioned poverty here, and some places like urban and some places with no money. And sometimes they can say, if I have a child and a female, man and woman, or girl and boy, which one will go for education if I don't have money? I'm going to say, okay, send the man and keep the girl. So this is not available in all places, but I mean, still, definitely, we didn't capture the whole country, but definitely there are some people in the country that might have something like that. So, or maybe some countries, some people, some families cannot even, or they're not even convinced that girls should be learned, or should they go to school. Maybe there is still percentage of that the country is trying to do lots of initiatives to improve this kind of part. So now, according to statistics, we are having people go for primary and secondary schools, and now going for the university. 29% is going for the STEM compared with the 71 in concerning the graduation rate. This is the enrollment rate. Concerning graduation rate, concerning female, is still the graduation rate is slightly lower than male on this kind of thing, especially in all fields, including the STEM. So according to them, they are saying that we are still have lower people graduated. So you might go for education, but not graduated from the STEM, according to the UNESCO. No, this is according to the World Bank 2021. What about the STEM specifically? There are still low grades or low percentage. So they mentioned, according to the female graduated rate or graduation rate in engineering, they found it below 20%. Compared with the male, and also they found that 50% reach health, they called it health field, which is all the science field, and this is according to UNESCO 2023. Let us go for our final statistics here concerning employment, because we have people go to schools and now education and graduated. If we stop here, we didn't achieve anything. So we have to make the link, which is the gap and the bridges between the education and the market. So now the employment. The people in the STEM workforce, women, present only 22% in the STEM workforce in Egypt. And this is according to the World Economic Forum in 2022. They mentioned that we have only 22% on the workforce in Egypt, in the STEM. I'm talking about the STEM. This will lead us, if we are working, lead us to the final, another one of the points that you mentioned, the project here, which is the career progression. If we are talking about career progression, so women facing lots of challenges. I can talk about it lots because we all facing that and we all went through that for years. But mainly for the STEM, because the STEM is different a little bit, social-wise. People might be biased from the social perspective and saying, are you going to be an engineer? Are you going to be a doctor or whatever? And this will be limited. We don't have, you mentioned here something like mentorship. Yes, it's a must. It's a must to make some people, if you are famous and you are excellent and you are one of the people, key speaker or key point or key person or key adding to this kind of job, you have to be the role model for others and you have to announce and clarify and focus and highlight these people because this will be a real thing. If somebody say, I cannot do it, I can say, no, you can. You can. Look at these people surrounding you. She did, I did, so you can. So this is one of the things that we have to convince female boy. I'm not saying don't bring male to be a representative to them or role model to them, but if you would like to convince a female that female can, you have to provide a female model. You cannot bring a male model because this is part of the perception. Also, we don't have, and this is part of the human resources aspect that I'm familiar with, I'm expert for, lack of flexibility on work arrangement. We don't have this. We don't have work arrangement to support women at work in many organizations. And if these people don't have family to support them, they will never succeed. Even if they are the excellent people, they might be #1 in college and cannot fit in the job because she cannot leave her children if she's married and have children, and we don't have the family support issues. And this is also based on a study. It's not my work. I believe on that, but it's not my talk here. It's just based on previous studies. I have here addressed some kind of challenges that we do have. I think we have key challenges. If we would like to handle and deal with these issues, we have key challenges. Number one is the stereotyping and societal expectation. We have to see what our society needs from us. What the society expects from the female. Why we still have gender discrimination or stereotyping concerning men and women, especially in the STEM field and other fields as well. This doesn't mean that my field doesn't have this. It's still included, but I'm focusing here on STEM now. Definitely, we have the lack of the role model and mentorship. So this is one of the key, I call the key challenges. This is one of the key challenges that we have to find people to be very professional, supporting others and take their hands. It's hand in hand. So we can have caring and sharing with the people to show them that. Also, the educational gap, we have, I don't think all the female got the same resources as male because we have lots of camps for the boys to go and enroll and being part of the science issues, being many engineer to be many whatever, lots of the program for the boys as not for the girls. And I think one of the initial issues to make the people in the young age like this kind of thing. If you give the girl and boy in the very young age toy to play, you give the car to fix to the boy and you give the doll or something to the girl. So why you cannot give another car in a pinkish color to the girl and then also she can enjoy working with the same thing? Why we try to say that the girl cannot have the brain like the boy? It might have the same brain or she might have the same brain. It might not, but she might have or might improve. And another challenge, the family issues, I called it work-life balance. Work-life balance is one of the important issues. If we don't have this kind of work-life balance to support the female exactly as we support the male, I don't think we are not able to do anything. And this will lead to matching with the societal expectation as well. And what we can do then, if this is the challenges or part of the challenges, what we can do, I'm suggesting some initiatives and strategies for future work. And one of them is promoting the STEM education for girls from the early ages. And I think Rich Council did something of that for me for years, because I worked with them for years. And I'm really aware that you did lots and lots and lots. One of them is girls in science, I think, and others. So this should be the very important thing to be not only done to the British Council for some located area, but also to be embedded in the very, very poor area that they never heard about it, and could be part of the training program for and social responsibility as well from many places, including the academy. To go for these kind of places and help them how to learn these kind of basic issues from the early ages. If you like that from the beginning, you will be able to do it later. Mentorship and networking programs is another must thing. I called it a must thing. You have to do that because this is very, very important to be preparing the people that, yes, you can do it, and this is the example, and try to practice, because without the practicing thing, people will never learn. If I give you everything on screen now, you will never learn. You have to practice yourself. So we have to tell them that, and definitely we have to convince companies, and I'm trying to do that myself as a consultant. So we have to convince companies that it should be supportive workplace for women. Not only, for example, I always give this example in my lectures. If there is a man and woman married together, and both of them working in the same place, and they called them from the school and said, your son is sick, who will leave the job? The female, the mother. And then they say, she's lazy, she left the job. No, she's not. Shared as well. That should be shared as well. So we have to support that. Another big important thing from my opinion, and I'm working that for years also, raising awareness from the public and educational sectors like us, like you, institutions, like you, British Council. We have all to be hand in hand to raise the awareness among people that education is a must. Linkage and thinking of the female is important, and we have to go for all of that all together. And finally, if we really would like to close the gap, and if we'd like to make this kind of gap, we are working for individual level, which is the girl, in the family level, with the family grouping, with the company, with the country level, with the organization level, because they're going to work, and also education and government as a sector, as a country level, societal level. So we all should share together, but the key person is the girl. So if the girl is not convinced to be in there, and or she's not believing in her ability, and she's not able to convince her mom and dad, yes, I can do it on this kind of thing, in any field, by the way, not just in that field. And if they are not supporting her and trusting her, if the moms are not supporting the girl that she can do it, I don't think she can ever do anything, not just this one. And final thing that we need also to address in here, which is the bridging the gap between the academia like us and the country, the companies. We are, and my colleague Yasser mentioned something which is true. We have a very good examples or pioneer examples or top examples in the market here in Egypt and other countries concerning this part, because we are doing not only giving the students practical implementation on our work in all fields, not just in STEM, in all fields. This is part of our target as a word technology in our title, even though, and also we made a training as a must for the students to work in industries, because we tried for many years. I'm working here since '93. So at the academy, so I am one of the very, very old people working in such a place. So we tried to give speakers to people to present what they have. We tried secondly to give some projects to make the people see what is in the market as we are teaching in the academia. Thirdly, we did lots of research and convinced students to read and implement. Lately, we are doing something like changes or visiting the companies and make the training embedded as internship and also as embedded training. Plus, we go for the international training for the students who can afford going for the international training. So I think we have a very special, unique example out of all of that, because we are choosing the target. If you are working in marine like these people, so we send them to train in marine industry. If you are having people from pharmacy, like what we have some, so we have to send them to pharmaceutical industry. If we have people from the business, so we have to send them to different logistics, everything. I don't need to miss any of our university, our colleges in here. Taking away note that finally you can say, because this topic includes a lot. I'm focusing in my final years, like 10 years now on my researches. I'm focusing on women. I didn't focus on women before, but I'm focusing on women. I'm focusing on women empowerment. I'm focusing on women in leadership. I'm focusing on how to make her working to achieve the well-being of the country, because this will never happen without feeling satisfied as a person and feel the achievement and successful achievement. When I saw you, I said, yes, you are very good support, because husband support to wife is one of the very important things. If they are not believing on this on support, they will never have. I'm going to wrap up final thing by saying, I did something here. I remember they did something to the pharmacy students here to give them some kind of skills needed to fit with the market. And I think if they need to fit with the market, our college here preparing them perfectly to be qualified technicality part. I'm not even just for other universities, because I had an experience with the pharmacy one. So it's not technicality part, but I give them a workshop at that time to prepare for other soft skills needed to make you fit in the market, like communication skills, leadership skills, skills, decision-making skills, and others, interpersonal skills, all these soft skills. So if you are part of your project here, you go for the target as a training also, you have to train the people on this kind of thing, what is needed from the industry, which I think we all here are aware of, and how to prepare our people to fit with their needs. Because now with the technology, with the introduction of the AI, with the whole thing that coming with it, it's not at all enough to be working in one field. Multidisciplinary is also important. And I'm happy that you also mentioned this in final thing. And I'm going to talk to women. I'm going to say something to women because I got certain award 2 years ago, 2 years ago concerning women. And I do remember I said that thing for them, one of them. I know, do you know what woman means? Woman? Woman for me is, W is work hard. Letter O, letters, I'm going to make it by letters. And letter W, work hard. You have to believe in that, any woman hearing me. The word O, you have to be optimistic. The word M, you have to be motivated. The word E, you have to empower yourself. Don't wait for others to empower you. Empower yourself, be strong yourself. And the word N, never give up and never stop learning. This is my message to any female in the country and any female on the globe. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very
I tried for that.
Thank you very much. So I would just say, thank you very much, Professor Dr. Gaber Dessouky. Very inspiring speech, and this will just start, food for thought today and for the whole session, I think. Especially, I like what you mentioned about national contribution. That is very important because we all are working in silos and probably in our projects, but we never get into the policy or national contribution. And they are very important because then that is judged by the whole world. What we do in silos is not looked as a strong commitment or a strong input. But when it accumulates and gets into the national contribution, just as, when we are here as a tourist this time, and when we say we are like people, because we are originally from India, people look at us and say, oh, are you from India? But when we say we are from UK, the whole perception changes for the person. So that is all about national contributions. And therefore, I think we should focus on all the collective strength and think of national contributions. Secondly, what you mentioned about business acumen, like, yes, education is must, but it is only a part of the iceberg of the journey that woman starts. And that is where we need to make a strong commitment, but also the business acumen is very, very important. Because basically, I think women are never challenged to do business. They are always talking about caring and sharing. They have never dared to be profitable business to women. And they have never been given that opportunity to think of business time. Yes, we are getting plenty of this. And therefore, I think that is very, very important that when the link between education and career and entrepreneurship, this needs a special skill, which is business acumen, and that includes plenty of things that you mentioned about leadership and the rest of the things. And that is why I think that is very important for everyone to do. Now, why AI and digitalization? Because we are coming in we have this climate change emergency, and we cannot solve without climate change emergency can be solved only by data. It is a data-intensive work, and that will require all type of data, GIS and plenty of other things like demographics, geographical and historical and cultural, and all sort of data are required, and that will require all the 50% of our workforce, which is women, to understand the STEM education as well as plenty of how to relate those two social and environmental indicators. and contribute to even economic. And while we are doing this transition, I think economic transition is also very important, because that we have to think, because we are losing plenty of jobs, plenty of, transmissions are very difficult. Transmissions are very difficult. They have to, we have to change the skill set. We have to look at the outcomes, what they bring, and we don't know. There are so many uncertainties in those outcomes, that whether these technologies or whether any digitalization will help or not. So we need plenty of data, and that is what women can also bring. And therefore, I would say, caring, sharing, but also daring. Daring is very important. Put that into your own, doings, that you will dare to do it, and you do it, as you already mentioned, that you never give up and all that. Well, finally, yes, you mentioned about my husband. I would like to share. I think most people know about me, but we are supported by my husband. Like, why I say we, because I have 2 daughters, both are aerospace engineers, masters in aerospace engineering, and they have got a very good career. And all that was supported by my husband. He dreamed that, because we only had 2 daughters, and that is also in traditional country like India for 45 years. I'm talking about 45 years ago. And he dreamt that, yes, they should be empowered in such a way that they would never have to be counted as a woman and a low, any type of low esteem person. And that is what we have done. And I think that is a good example, that family must first of all understand who is woman, who is the girl, how we can empower, and that support system, that ecosystem should go from the family to school, institutions, and to country level. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm glad that you like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have participation from our audience. We have a lot today through Zoom, so we will start by Sudha Balagoplan. I hope I pronounce it right. So, hello. Yes.
Gopala.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll correct the name. I suppose I'm supposed to do that. I'm Dr. Sudha Balagopalan. I'm a professor of electrical engineering. I hope I can share my So this is what I want to present. Of course, after hearing the previous speaker, I perhaps what I plan to present is not good enough, because it was a very powerful talk, and I've learned a lot. So it is with much pleasure that I acknowledge the invitation that was given to me for presenting my version here. I was a principal of an engineering college in south of India. Okay, this is another Indian speaking. So but I belong to the south of India, southernmost tip rather, that is Kerala. And we have a different, sort of a different culture and arrangements here. And as a principal, and I would say, I would repeat that as a lady principal, and as also a person who has worked in the factory as a design engineer in Kuwait. Okay, that's in Kuwait. That's in the Arabian Peninsula. Moreover, in the research field in Baba Atomic Research Center, one of the premium departments of atomic energy in India. Then again, in a utility in Kerala, that is Kerala State Electricity Board. And thereafter, going on for education, I have seen the girl child in different perspectives. So based on whatever I've gathered, I would like to suggest something. And what I'm suggesting is that as a component of STEM education, I feel that vocational and directional education would be a boost. Okay, because these are the two sides of the same coin. Okay, where we have the STEM education coming into the picture. So we have done a few projects, and it would be these projects that I will be presenting. I hope you can see this girl here, a small girl who is working on a circuit. Okay, it's a circuit that she's working on, and slowly she's getting the different inputs as to what she can be at a later stage. So as a part of my thoughts, I would like to present whatever was given to me, that is the specific needs, aspirations, etc. And I'm trying to place them in the perspective of the SDG goals as such. Okay, and I feel that most of these goals can be satisfied from the girl child's point of view. Okay, so let me go to the first so the need for the vocational awareness. I feel that for vocational awareness, that is giving vocational awareness as also training is going to be very important, perhaps support for STEM education. Especially because this gives a chance of employment. Why are we educated? Why are we educating anyone? Essentially to get an employment, and we of course have employment difficulties in the employment areas. So long as we empower them with some skills as a part of vocational education, then it is possible that they can circumvent some of the problems that they might see in their work areas. So that's another requirement that I cite here in favor of giving vocational education, vocational training as a part of STEM education. So because the skill that they acquire is never seen as futility, as a bit of futility. In fact, it is. In fact, they can make some choices in their life as to which career that they can pursue if they feel that they are good in it. Okay, and they normally feel good when you give them vocational education, because it is the vocational education is manufactured or is designed to succeed. And of course, employment opportunities abroad is an important aspect as far as India is concerned. And I believe that vocational education is helping them in this context, as also the marketable skills that are being afforded as a part of the vocational education that we are trying to promote in not only my state, in all parts of India. As a national lead, I'm a national lead of the ISV, that is the IEEE Smart Village Education Initiative, Vocational Awareness Initiative. Okay, so moving on to this is something that I've seen in person. I've seen this, that responsibility as also independence come come hand in hand with the kind of education that we are trying to give them. Of course, it promotes entrepreneurship. So in that sense also, I think that vocational awareness based STEM education may go a long way. This is what I'm suggesting, may go a long way towards empowering the girl child or empowering women. Regarding the aspirations, I feel that many of the aspirations that a human being has, be it a woman or a man, some of the aspirations is, of course, that learning is fun. Of course, when you are having hands-on, it's fun. Everyone wants to be acknowledged, appreciated, accepted, and these skill sets that they acquire, they actually make that they can result in a mission. So this is the ikigai that I'm trying to say, and the ikigai success that I'm trying to speak about. And I feel that all aspects of vocational, all aspects are met by vocational education. Okay, moving on to the fact that that enterprises can be built up based on the confidence building measures that are inherent in the vocational awareness initiative. It can give rise to a vocation in that sense. And finally, since most of the things that they do result, in fact, everything that they do as a part of vocation and vocational training results in success. So success is always, success breeds success, and you get better day by day, and so results a profession. Okay, of course, there are challenges. There are no doubt that there are challenges. Like, for instance, as the previous professor spoke, one important aspect is that this awareness has to be given in the early years. Okay, they matter. Okay, that's the reason why we are going on to the young children, as you can see here, and there's a lot of confidence deficiency amongst girls. But of course, you can see in the picture that there's that confidence is being built. Now she's correcting the other girl as to how to do it. Okay, so here you can see that the first picture shows a young girl in an orphanage. Okay, she's teaching the other children in the same orphanage as to how to build circuits, etc., which is a part of our vocational awareness initiative. Okay, and quite a lot of negative conditioning is there, both about the gender as also of the gender. That is okay. In fact, I have heard several times when I was a principal and I had organized some good international conferences, even woke persons would say that, okay, despite being a woman, you did it very nicely. Okay, so what's the difference? Is what I would like to ask. Okay, and similar in a similar vein. Okay, of course, I too have 2 daughters. I noticed that my daughter had a lot of problems. She was gifted in mathematics, but this was not acknowledged. It was not accepted amongst her peers in her in a very prestigious institution, which is ISI, Indian Statistical Institute, when she was studying in Bangalore. And so we have gone to tribal students, and in from amongst the tribal students, I noticed that many of them, when we talk to them, the boys ask us questions that are important for their future, but the girls do not think of their future. So this is some kind of condition that has happened onto them. They don't talk about technology. In fact, we have to tell them that, okay, you can also do such things. Okay, and of course, career guidance itself is biased. We also give career guidance. We see that this career is meant for you and this career is not meant for you. Is just pops out from the mouth of the people who are giving guidance. Okay, and traveling is a challenge. Okay, and we had this particular challenge, but despite that, we see that this girl that I was talking about in an orphanage, she travels 25 kilometers to give the lessons in another orphanage. So this 25 kilometers, she needs chaperone. Somebody is taking her there. Okay, she can't travel alone. So in a situation wherein there are concerns about personal safety. But at the same time, when we had an opportunity to go to a neighboring state to present this vocational awareness initiative, to teach some of the mentors there, it was a boy who went. Okay, you can see this boy who has gone there. And I'm very happy to say that the group of 6 boys who went there and gave rise to a very interesting proposal there, a very interesting enterprise there. One of them came back to tell me that we taught a woman, and so what happened is that a community was taught. I'm very happy to declare that 536 children, okay, most of them are girls, okay, were given vocational awareness initiative as a part of this. So you can see that so you can see that we have used what is called as near peer mentoring. Okay, I've forgotten the peer there. Near peer mentoring, where this older girl, she's a student of mine, she's teaching the young children there to one aspect of vocation. Okay, this is also another mentor, and these are women mentors. Okay, so they also learn from us, and then they are teaching the young children there. They are, of course, and this is a group of 27 mentors whom we could coach. Of course, the boys who helped us. And then finally, they now have gone on to the world, and they have given vocational training to 536 students. And this has merited them a certificate, an IEEE certificate, which has a lot of value. And I'm hoping that this is going to encourage them to step into the path of technology education or science education, and to contribute to the world, and also to work accordingly. Okay? So this is the success that we have had. You can see that most of the aspirants are girls, and we are happy about this. Okay, so moving on to career development. Okay, of course, when I showed the first slide, you must have noticed that some of the vocational training that we see in the world happen to be with respect to cooking. When it's given to women, it's either with respect to cooking, cake making. It could be for dressmaking. It could be for a fashion design, or fashion, okay, whatever, makeup or whatsoever, cosmetics. It could also be for jewelry making, block printing, etc. But it's not almost never for sheet metal working or some kind of science related projects. Okay? So you can see that in all these aspects, there are women. Okay? This is a woman who is trying to tutor a small child as to how to work on carpentry. Okay? So of course, at the same time, when you're thinking about a career, the strength, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the challenges can be measured, can be analyzed to a limited extent. Of course, there are a lot of strengths in women. I've seen that as a principal, as also a person who's going to these schools for vocational training. I see that they have a lot of focus capabilities, okay, which is a little missing amongst the boys that I see. They adhere to procedures. They have a lot of self-discipline and other talents. Okay, so I have not mentioned all of them. Of course, there is some amount of weaknesses as well. Like for instance, conditioning is there, and then the grooming, the kinds of dresses that they wear are not always useful in certain workshops, or they may not be safe. Okay, and girls lack this is something that I've noticed. Okay, girls lack this desire for experimentation. In fact, when we conducted a workshop for repairing domestic appliances, the girls had never touched in fact, all the girls replied that or responded that they had never touched, they had never opened any appliance and looked into the working of it. Okay, so these are some of the weaknesses, but of course there are plenty of opportunities in the IEEE itself. We have women in engineering, we have reservations, we have special laws and policies, but of course what is absent is, of course, the protection in isolated places, the physical capabilities. Okay, so of course there is some kind of lacking in cooperation. Sometimes cooperation is minimal, and as a principal of an institution, from amongst so many heads of departments, all males, I can say that this is very true in many aspects, as also acceptance, and so it goes on. Okay, the challenges are biological, sometimes societal, and family bondages, family requirements, etc. Okay, so moving on to another aspect that, okay, it's too cluttered, so I'll just speak about this. So another aspect that I'm trying to suggest is directional learning. Okay, directional learning. By directional learning, we have to identify a particular problem, which is what I have identified here: the burgeoning mountains of e-waste, the children with special needs, with no possibility of regular education and creating an ensured career, and then of course the concerned helpless parents worried about tomorrow. Okay, so we have a solution from e-waste. Why not create some useful products, some pretty things, etc., which is possible because it's going to be routine work. Okay, this kind of directional learning was not directed only to children with special needs. Okay, especially for the girls amongst the children with special needs, but also for children living in a slum. Okay, so we are starting this with this project in a slum in Orissa, Bhubaneswar. I suppose Professor Rania might recognize this place, and we are trying to do a project there using our own students. Okay, so these are some of the articles that you'd like to make, but of course at the same time you'd like to give some kind of education there, because most of the children are not going to school there. So we have outlined a few courses as life skills. We have also outlined a few courses as technical skills, and we'll be bringing them together. In fact, we have launched this program on the 1st of January, and we hope that whatever I have suggested may give some ideas as to implementation in even Egypt, a very friendly country as far as India is concerned. And I rest my case here. I hope it has been useful. Whatever I've said has been useful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Subha. Sudha.
Sudha, that's the name. Yeah, S-U-D-H-A. S-U-D-H-A. In Arabic, I understand that it's called as a headache.
And yes, you are very right about vocational services, like vocational training is very, very important. I also, when I got my BSc in environmental management, I could not go into the career path until I did my auditing training. So such additional training help you to get into the professional professions that are important and that are practical, and maybe that is where you can get into the business or any sort of higher better position and the position you may like. So yes, vocational training are very important. And again, I think our previous speaker also mentioned about apprenticeship type of training. Whoever works in the education, they have to have additional exposure to the professional training. So thank you very much for your talk.
Thank you.
I think what we have done, like Rania, we have mirror our computer rather than extending the computer. So you can all see the chat and everything as well. So excuse us for that. However, we would like to have one or two questions with you, like what is your current role in the current role? Please write in the chat. We are going to save the chat, so we will get the analysis later. So can everyone write your current role and if it is in STEM field or not? So you may be a researcher, educator, engineer, technician, student, or other. You may write your role, please. Thank you. And then also you may write years of experience in STEM if you have. And then we can go for another questions later on. And
Okay,
so
there is also we have
Pranjal Kumar. So
Kumar.
do we have Pranjal Kumar?
No.
He's a man. So let me have a look. I don't think we have Dr. Pranjal here. So we can move to, probably we can invite British Council to speak.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, sure.
Yeah.
Ryan, would you like to?
Yes.
Yes.
No problem.
Yeah. So we would like to invite our guest from British Council to give us a talk, as well as also they will announce few other opportunities from British Council. Thank you very much. Please go on.
Thank you, Dr. Renuka, and thank you all. I'm very happy to be among you today, whether in person, respectful guests or the virtual guests. I'm actually here today to represent the British Council on Going Global Partnerships, which is the funder of the project for gender equality grant. And I would like to start by introducing what we are doing in the British Council when it comes to gender equality. First, I'll talk about why is gender equality important for our work at the British Council. And then I'll talk about our twin-track approach. And I'll talk briefly about how we are integrating gender into our project cycles, the gender analysis, gender sensitive and transformative planning of our work, also in the implementation, and I'll have top tips for gender equality after that. Starting with why we focus on gender equality. Actually, gender equality will provide more inclusive and fairer societies. It will provide gender stability and greater stability. More gender equal societies and state will provide stability and security, and it will improve the prosperity. Also, we are doing that through participation, or making sure that women will be participating in the economic life, and they will have greater influence through building shared values. Also, making sure of the economic benefit. Gender equality fuels the economic growth by providing equal access to education, employment, and opportunities for women. As Dr. Gaber was saying, the SDG number 5, which is gender equality, the sustainability will make, we will have to make sure that there is gender equality as a standalone sustainability goal, because it will cross-cutting all other goals. If there is gender equality, we will have peace and justice, we will have construction sustainability, we will have poverty reduction, and we will have education promotion. What we are doing at the British Council, or what is the twin-track approach of the British Council? Empowering women and girls. Our programs have explicit gender equality objectives to provide opportunities for women to increase their skills, confidence, and ability to bring positive change. Gender mainstreaming. We ensure that the concerns of both women and men are integrated in all of the stages of our activities, project programs. Also, we ensure that we do no harm by considering any potential unintended consequences of the reinforcing inequalities. Also, we make sure that we be as inclusive as possible to ensure that we are engaging with both women and men in all of our activities. What is the gender sensitive program criteria we have at the British Council? First, I'll provide you with the criteria and its definition. First, the gender blind or unaware, which is the programs or projects that do not recognize gender issues at all. Also, there is the gender neutral, which is the programs and projects that recognize gender issues in the analysis, but not in the response. And there is the gender sensitive, which is the programs that have practical gender issues, but do not tackle the root issue of the gender equality or inequality. And then we have the gender transformative, which is the programs that improve both practical and strategic gender issues, which is like one of the gender equality grants. This is a gender transformative intervention for the British Council to make sure that we have explicit intention to transform the unequal gender relation. Gender sensitive criteria is our minimum standard for the British Council for all of our work. So we make sure that all of our work is gender sensitive if it's not gender transformative. We embed the gender into all of our work and all of the cycle of our work, from the design by making sure that we have gender analysis, planning, making sure that we have gender sensitive, as I said, and gender transformative planning of all of our programs and projects. Also, in the implementation, we make sure that we have capacity building, we have gender specific action in all of our work, and making sure that our monitoring and evaluation is then gender sensitive, and also to share our knowledge afterward. Some of the issues and the solutions from our side to share with everyone. We found out that access to education and social norms around STEM in specific represent underrepresentation for women. So we made sure as a solution for this issue to encourage all of our scholars to have or to demonstrate academic, beside the academic excellence, that they will demonstrate the desire to empower and to influence women and girls to pursue a STEM career or STEM subject in their education journey. And also in the master's calls that we have at the British Council, like the Women in STEM scholarship, for example, we found out that women in specific areas or the underrepresented groups, they have a very low English performance or proficiency. So we made sure that we will provide them with English courses and access to exams like the IELTS exam, for example, and making sure that we provide them with more encouraging environment to practice their English and make sure that they have a better English proficiency. Some of our gender analysis top tips, I'll just choose 4 tips, which is promote discussion. We make sure that we create opportunities to talk about gender and the issues of gender and how they are affected in all of our projects. We provide guidance and training. We make sure that not because of that, not everyone in our work environment or our colleagues will be able to know what is gender issues and how to address gender inequality. So we make sure that we have training and we build the capacity of our colleagues and our surrounded colleagues with the training and guidance on how to work on gender equality issues. Also draw on the expertise and resources. Through our own resources at the British Council, we create internal gender training to make sure that our team are well aware and have their awareness raised about the gender equality and gender in general. Also, we include gender in all of our reporting to encourage a sustained focus and provide regular opportunities to review progress and challenges. To conclude, all of our interventions at the British Council should mainstream gender issues to ensure at least gender-sensitive approach as a minimum. But where we are able, we should explore if we can make it a gender transformative, which may include the creation of gender-specific interventions like the Gender Equality Grant, as I said, or the Women in STEM Scholarship. Thank you. This is all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And
Yes.
if I may just
Yes.
let everyone know, it's, we are actually currently having a new call, which is research collaboration partnership, which is currently open and until the 12th of March. So if you will be able to have a look on our website and check the research collaboration grant, it would be great to have more women participating in this call.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us. And thank you for highlighting, just transition. We can have zero poverty. We can achieve zero hunger. We can achieve decent work life and so on. We can achieve all the goals, but we cannot achieve gender equality within those goals. And therefore, I think these magic 17 goals have gender equality and inequality, that is goal number 10, separately along with all these goals. I think that is very, very important to know. And again, when we are transiting all the skills or all the systems for the sustainable systems, like change of energy generation, change of, mode of transport, and all that, they are all main dominated at the moment. And when we are transiting, it is a very high, a huge opportunity to tap in this gender inequality or getting in equality for the gender in that area. So thank you for highlighting that. Highly appreciate it. Thank you. So now we can go on with our other speakers.
Yes, I think we have Dina Muhammad Ibrahim Muawad. I don't know if she's already with us.
No, Dina is not here.
Okay, we have a video from Abena.
Yes.
Can you go?
Where is it? Okay, so you have it in the email, so you can open the email.
Okay, within, can you, we have, until we prepare this, we can have one of our students. Can you tell me what are you studying?
My name is Habiba and my college Maritime Transport and the fourth term. I graduated this term, inshallah.
So each one means term?
Yeah, it's fourth term.
You can mention the fourth term.
Before the difficult moment to join the Maritime Transport, but Arab Academy support this woman to join. We know Marwa Sahtar is the first woman Egyptian joined Maritime Transport.
Maybe we can close the video. No, but then.
You are brave to be I will say that about people in maritime.
I think you can keep, yes, you can keep speaking, please. Do not exit.
You can complete.
I searched about that, and very woman joined Maritime Transport, and Marwa Sahtar searched about that. Marwa Sahtar, first woman Egyptian joined the Maritime Transport.
To work as a captain, so not the first woman to enter the field, but is she the first person to work as a captain according to the
Captain.
Yeah.
And the first
She's a
woman
female.
joined first.
Okay,
I searched about that.
and you are in the field of maritime.
She's studying maritime.
Maritime.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we have to share a video now. Okay. Like you are on the mobile, right? So can you copy paste on the chat?
No, it's not.
Links?
No, not there. We have from Dr. Nadia Zakhari.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's in now. so-
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, just she will introduce herself.
all right.
Good morning, everybody. It's my pleasure to share with you this important event.
It is recorded. Okay.
The organization is held for intellectual property.
Sorry, I think we have to introduce Dr. Nadia Zakhari. She's medical biochemistry and molecular biology, NCI, CU, former Minister of Scientific Research, member of the National Council for Women, member of several cultural and scientific councils, member of Board of Trustees of the University, British University and NMNU, member of many ethical committees, member of the Institute Egypt, member of Basel Convention, member of International Science Council. So she's one of our role models already.
Yes.
The organization is held for intellectual property in equality. It is the World Intellectual Property Organization and it was established on the 25th of April 1970. That day is the World Intellectual Property Day on which awareness of the importance of intellectual property is raised. WIPO became a specialized agency of the United Nations in 1974, and its mission is to promote the protection of intellectual property throughout the world. In doing so, it is promoting creative intellectual property and facilitating the transfer of the technology to the industrial property to accelerate economic, social, and cultural development. The organization is charged for intellectual property in the world. It is the word intellectual. So what is intellectual property? Intellectual property refers to any creation of the mind. It is protected by law. This enables people to earn recognition or financial benefit from what may prevent them or giving. It fosters an environment in which creativity and innovation can flourish. It links to the interest of innovation and the innovators with the public interest and learning. There are many fields for the intellectual property like the innovation, literature, and artistic work, also design, symbol, name, and images used in commerce. So what? So the most important thing for intellectual property is the patent. What is a patent? A patent is an exclusive right granted for an innovation which provides a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. To get a patent, technical information about the invention is needed closed in a patent application. In principle, the patent owner has exclusive right to prevent others from commercially using his invention. In other words, so what patent cooperation treaty which
It's not yet. Hello, sorry everyone, did you hear this presentation? Were you hearing presentation? Hello, can anyone answer us? Audience?
I think all the audience are unmuted.
Or we are on Zoom.
There was a lot of, no, the voice is not clear. There was
Okay.
a hum.
But were you able to see the slides before?
Now, yes, now the slides are there.
All right.
is the World Intellectual Property Organization and it was established on the 25th of April 1970. That date is the World Intellectual Property Day on which awareness of the importance of intellectual property is raised. WIPO became a specialized agency of the United Nations in 1974, and its mission is to promote the protection of intellectual property throughout the world. In doing so, it is promoting creative intellectual property and facilitating the transfer of the technology to the industrial property to accelerate economic, social, and cultural development. So what is intellectual property? Intellectual property refers to any creation of the mind. It is protected by law. This enables people to earn recognition or financial benefit from what they invent or create. It fosters an environment in which creativity and innovation can flourish. It links to the interest of innovation and the innovators with the public interest and earnings. There are many fields for the intellectual property like the innovation, literature, and artistic work, also design, symbol, name, and images used in commerce. So the most important field for intellectual property is the patent. What is a patent? A patent is an exclusive right granted for an innovation which provides a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. To get a patent, technical information about the invention is needed closed in a patent application. In principle, the patent owner has exclusive right to prevent others from commercially using his invention. In other words, patent protection means that the invention cannot be commercially used, distributed, imported, or sold by any other person without the patent's owner consent. The exclusive rights are only applicable in the country of origin in which the patent has been filed and granted, in accordance with the law of the country or the region. The protection is granted for a limited period, generally it is 20 years, from the filing date of the application. So, what are the steps of patent application? A patent is a grant ensuring that the innovation is yours. You must be confident there is a market for your product and no one will steal your idea. Since patents are legal because they can be somewhat difficult to obtain. Think hard about what differentiates your market's idea from similar inventions. Fill out a hard copy or online application, pay all the necessary fees, and search is needed to ensure the novelty of your innovation. Provide all details about your innovation, including its purpose, material use, methods, and cost. The patent examiner takes a look at the specification of your product. This process typically takes about 3 months. The examiner will likely send you a list of rejections or items that need to be clarified or changed. You can either argue the points or alter your application to suit the examiner's demand. Patent may last for 14 to 20 years depending on the type of the patent. Patent Cooperation Treaty, which is known as PCT, was established in 1970. It assists individuals, companies, and institutions in seeking patent protection internationally without applying separately in each country. It also helps patent offices with the patent granting decision and facilitates access to technical information. About 153 countries are currently partners in the PCT. Applicants can file one PCT application in one language at one patent office. This one PCT application has the same legal effect as filing separate regional or national patent applications in all PCT member countries. Granting patents remains under the control of the regional or national patent offices. In 2012, Egypt joined the PCT and became the hub for African and Arab countries, especially in the Middle East. The second field of intellectual property is the copyright. Copyright is also derived is a legal term used to describe the right that creators have over the literature and artistic works. Works covered by copyright range from books, music, painting, theater, sculpture, films, computer programs, databases, advertisement, math, and technical drawings. Copyright is protected by national and international laws, and it includes both economic and moral rights.
أحب أنبهك إن ده الموبايل. Yes. This is her. This is your mobile.
Sorry. It's okay.
It's alive.
It's okay.
Surviving. This is one of the difficult things happening in the lifetime. You know, this is the thing when you go in the drain and away from the car and there is a drain and you hold it in your hand and then sometimes you could be there. Please.
Hello.
Can you confirm that you hear us, audience?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Yes.
The second field of intellectual property is copyright. Copyright is also derived as a legal term used to describe the right that creators have over the literature and artistic works. Works covered by copyright range from books, music, painting, theater, sculpture, films, computer programs, databases, advertisements, math, and technical programs. Copyright is protected. What about transferring and trading copyrights? Generally, economic rights can be transferred and divided. Owner can agree to let someone use his work under certain conditions. They need. The third people.
أعمل لك presentation.
أعمل لك presentation.
حاسس بالجديد يا فين؟
Stop.
لا مش اللي هي دي اللي احنا كنا شغالين فيها.
You say okay.
Good morning, everybody. It's my pleasure to share with you this. To establish our work, we have many committees like learning and education, training, scientific.
Yes. And then we share.
To establish our work, we have many committees like learning and education, training, scientific research, health and population,
Confirm that
and culture, economy, SMEs, politics, foreign affairs, governorate, law, media, environment, and foreign women. A new subcommittee has been established, and it's the subcommittee for intellectual property, and its main mission is the awareness of intellectual property.
Okay. Next.
I would like to give a very quick idea about the National Council for Women and Plan. We are 28 members appointed by the President every 2 years. The third people in the national property is the trademark. The trademark is a tangible of an important project was sponsored by the National Council for Women. This was for providing the trademark for the same. Its aim is empowering women in local communities through the creation of intellectual property and the collective trademark. The National Council of Women started with 10 grant sector in Sahel people. The main objective is to enhance the value of their product and protect it from imitation and preserve the heritage crafts from extinction. This project is in partnership of the wider National Council for Women and the Trademark Registration Office. The project is formed of 5 stages. The first and the second one have been completed. The first one was the sort of organized visit to Sahel Governorate. The visit included meeting with women from Chandawi Island to meet the entrepreneurs and the craft women to know the challenges that they face in their workplaces. Several events were organized for women to clarify the objective of the project, its future stages, and how the women benefit from it. The second phase was the awareness and capacity building of the intellectual property as well as commercialization. The program included training of trainers to ensure the sustainability of the project, and it has been finished by December 2022. The third stage is to support the drafting and the regulation for the collective trademark and to design the law before the project. The registration of the collective intellectual property rights and to support the registration of individual trademarks that is required. The fourth stage was providing women entrepreneurs with marketing support. And finally comes the fifth stage, which is the completion of the project and establishment of a network forum for women entrepreneurs in the tele industry. Also production of video and promotional materials for the project, and to develop partnerships to strengthen and support market linkage, and organizing a closing event like an exhibition and providing a platform for beneficiaries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope you could hear us, the slides and the talk. Can you confirm, please?
Yeah, sure, we can hear.
All right. Thank you very much. So the talk was about intellectual property, and they are having a program. We will send you the slides so that you can have a closer look. I think it is very important to note that innovation, women are very creative by nature, and innovation can be possible, and they are doing innovation in plenty of things. But we have probably, because of the traditional male dominating, I think we are very low inventors. There are very, very low inventors as a woman inventors. And so I think there is again, a great potential for you all to get innovated, propose innovative ideas and products and services, and get into the list of inventors through such programs. So, and again, the presentation highlighted training the trainer model, and that is what we all are looking forward. I think we all are the advocates or the I call my whole GSFN as the coordinators. We are the coordinators, coordinating one idea to other and taking it forward to generations or the people within our generations as well, to the people who are not known to. So that is what I think it emphasized. Again, another point which it emphasized was networking. I think networking is really, really important. I don't want to be a bit critical, but we women are criticized for gossip. But if that gossip is focused on certain subject, and if we take that forward as an opportunity, then we can change our gossip to networking, and that would be a good way to move forward. So thank you very much. We will go move forward with our program.
Okay, we have Mary. She's Mary Olawi.
Yes, I think that she is there.
She's with us. Yes.
Can you admit?
What about the
Change your cursor then.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Prof. Good morning, doctors. So it's a privilege to have me on this platform. My name is Mary Olawi. So I'll be talking
please go on.
to women in STEM. Please, can you hear me?
We have to. Yeah, like.
They can hear me.
One second, please. We are trying to put it on speaker mode.
Pause.
No. I think go away from the full screen to execute this. We have to feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, feedback. So it's. Exactly. Yes, please go ahead. We can see you now.
Okay. Good morning, all. So the presentation so far has been so good. I don't know, maybe you can hear me.
We can hear you clearly and clearly. Thank you. Please go on.
We've discussed about the special needs, which is a common and the prominent special needs we all have. But I think we need to talk about building confidence, because that's very, very important. How can we build confidence in women? That a career in STEM, we offer them the opportunities they really want. Every mother wants to stay at home with his or her kids. But who is going to build the confidence in them that, don't worry, there's going to be an affordable childcare for you. There's going to be a shared parental leave. Do we have policies to back all these things up? So we need to encourage women to pursue STEM careers once they start a family. That's one. Then two, why do we have to wait for them to become women? Why not let's catch the girls? Let's catch them young. Because you can't start teaching a grown-up person how to walk. So let's start encouraging them right from their preschools, like what we do. We manage the STEM lab. And what do we do here? We try to do DIY experiments. We bring all children together, we bring students together, they do projects themselves, they do science projects. And the main vision we had for this project was to make children stay away from screen. They stay away from screen because when you keep a child at home, even from age 1 to age 20, 25, they are always on the system. They are always on the iPad. We should also look at the health challenges ahead of them. And that's why we still encourage our STEM to do hands-on projects, STEM projects, bringing women into it. We do conferences for women. Why? Because they are the ones that stay with the kids. They manage them. And they help them to build their own toys. They help them to do their own toys. It can be paperwork. It could be plastic. They come together. They design something. We want to call screen time. We want to manage health. Then let's talk about building diversity. Because I don't want to use my slide. Almost all what I have on my slides have been discussed by the professor and the doctors. So how do we build diversity? Because building diversity is important for new breakthroughs. I'm happy I'm on this platform because initially I was thinking maybe I might not be chance to present. So building diversity is important for new breakthroughs, deeper research, and fresh perspectives. When we introduce diversity into STEM, it makes people more creative, more diligent, and hardworking. It also changes the way people think and ultimately makes us smarter. Because the idea I have from where I'm coming from might be different from the idea you have, where you are over there. So when we come together, there is this gender diversity, which we are talking about. We have the gender diversity, we have the wisdom diversity, we have the knowledge diversity. So all this helps bringing women into the STEM world. Also, transforming the STEM itself. Do we have policies to back this up? Do we have strategies? I think this should be from the government level anyway. We should talk to the governments. They should help us. They should help us with strategies, with policies that can make us even more effective. We've talked about stereotype. I think the first presentation, the second presentation talked about stereotypes. Also talked about influences, environmental influences. Either you need someone to help you, your parents, your peers, your spouses. All this should come into one pillar under a strategy. Then there is this fear. We always see hackathon fear, hackathon, but most women don't even involve themselves in hackathon, maybe because they are scared. Because by the time people register, they only see Mr. Master, Mr. Master. So why can't we start our own female STEM hackathons? Let us try and do that.
Mary, excuse me, do you have slides? You're sharing slides or not? Because we don't see your slides.
Well, like I said earlier, most of my slides were what they mentioned earlier. So I'm just bringing out from all what they've said. I'm only trying to get more information. Almost my slide is here, but it's all what they've presented. The same points, almost the same point, the stereotype, the environmental impacts, the educational gap, the gender gap, they are the same thing. I'm still going to share it. But these are the things I've deduced from the past presentation, which have not been mentioned. There was a particular presentation that talked about silos. Yes, Egypt is doing this, India is doing this. Can we just come together as a workforce, like we said, the women, the workforce, the optimistic, the motivation, the empower, the never give up? Can we bring it together and form a principle? Let's come together and make it like we have the CIA in information in computer, which is the confidential, informative, availability. So can we just bring out something that makes us say, okay, this is a woman's STEM. We want to transform the STEM. And this is the role of a woman in STEM. Because naturally, women birth. So we can also bet ideas. We can also bet creativities. We can bet initiatives. We stay with the children. We believe that we rule the world. We see what they do. We can see what they can do. So from beginning, let us try and say, okay, I have a child. He's good he loves computer. But how do I help the child as a mother? You introduce me to STEM, you introduce me to science, you introduce me to technical parts. Then I can bring out things like what we do in our STEM lab. We gather maybe plastics, that's like a sustainable future. Women are also sustainable future to the emerging technologies. We are going to sustain all these things. You have all these plastics, you bring them down. You use our cardboard paper, you build what they can do. Like their curiosity, we have to quench that curiosity. Everything should not just be on the laptop, it shouldn't be on the system, it shouldn't be on the iPad, because now we're talking about software. Like my country, I'm a Nigerian. I can basically say most of our softwares are from maybe India, Malaysia. Yes, but that's the truth. But most times we have children, they might not be scientifically high, but when they do things, it will make sense. So you sit such a child down and let them start building. Like anytime I go for most conferences, I always tell them it is not about plenty. I like practicals, hands-on. What a child does. A child plays with sand, can be manufactured. What is it trying to build? Whatever a child is trying to build at that age is initiating something. So women should sit down. Let's also look at the database of women in STEM. Let's create a database of STEM women, what they do and how they started. This will also be a guide. It will also help us. Then, like I've talked about so many projects ongoing out there. Let's come together. Let's synchronize. let's try and get the gaps. If you've been having EmpowerHER initiatives, EmpowerHER projects, what are the gaps you've experienced? Let us share those gaps. Let us work on the solution. I'm sure if you have all these initiatives, you'll see women, they will come for the first day, second day, they will come. Why? They will tell you, oh, I needed to take care of my baby at home, I needed to take care of, and this boils down to the confidence, the aspiration of you helping them. So I also talk about spreading the news. How do we spread the news? Let's go to hospitals, maternity homes. You see mothers. Once a woman gets pregnant, they are already discouraged. So let's just encourage them. Let's spread the news more. We talked about gossiping. We gossip a lot, fine. But if the gossip is a positive gossip, then we are doing excellently well. We are doing excellently well. So we should have the international understanding of STEM. There are challenges, there are environmental gaps, impacts, like most of the people from my northern parts, when they come for the STEM programs, most parents will come, they won't be happy to see their girl's child with a male student, not even an adult, a male child doing practicals together. So this is a major challenge. We need to also spread the news, let them know that this child, this girl's child, is going to become a woman, is going to raise male. So we need to clear up so many things. It should not be just conferences, networking. Before I leave here today, I've already networked. But that's not the solution I'm looking for. I've added so many people. I've added like 2 people. But that's not the solution. Let's spread it. Let's spread this thing. Let's kill this fear. Let's kill this fear. Then we need collaboration. Most times it is always China, yes. Like most of my projects, my DIY instruments, most time I have to talk to them from China. We can come together if we have a China person, a China woman on our list, on our database. She can help us make things easier. We could have MOU, memorandum of understanding, fine, but you're making things easier for us. Then what about learn on the job? We'll be hearing professors, doctors, data analysts. We need people, we need girls right from the institution. Let them come and learn on the job. Let them come and do internship. Let them know that you can do this. You can be a mother and be an excellent CEO, an excellent founder. So we need to build that confidence in them. And we know that the empowered STEM woman empower the world and create the innovations for the future of play. Because we have future of work. I am thinking in the direction of future of play, because I don't think in the next 2-3 years, all kids should be on screen. So once you empower a woman, you are empowering the future. And that's why I named my own team the future of play. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amina. Thank you. Okay, I think we have now Dr. Ghazala. Is she here? Yes. Dr. Ghazala, please present your talk. Welcome again to the second EmpowerHER project.
You're on mute.
You are on mute, Ghazala.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you so much for invite and this session. Yeah, it's my second.
Hello, we are not seeing your slideshow. Is that okay? We are seeing slides, but it is not on slideshow. Is that okay?
Can I make it a slideshow?
No, this is fine. This is fine. Carry on.
Okay, if it is fine with you, so I don't have any problem. As I'm listening to all esteemed speakers. They speak very well, and they spoke everything which was near to my heart. So I'll just briefly explain what I am doing. My name is Dr. Ghazala Khan, and I'm founder of the Next Generation Leaders. It's private limited company, and it is business consultation, coaching, and training. And I'm closely working with Dr. Renuka, GSFN Network, and we did our first EmpowerHER program, and we did opening ceremony for COP28 and presented this idea. And from that idea, it germinates, and we presented second in the Soil Health Summit, Pakistan, and EmpowerHER, a holistic approach to gender equality. And now it's a pleasure that I'm presenting again for the Global South and representing my country. So just a little bit about what is our mission. Our mission is to catalyze transformative change by empowering women, girls, and organization through a holistic approach to leadership and sustainable growth. So rooted in a commitment to social responsibility, we strive to bridge the gaps between people, the planet, and the industries. So TNGL is dedicated to cultivating mindful and visionary leaders. And at TNGL, we don't just empower individuals, we empower the future. And our mission is to inspire, guide, and empower the next generation of leaders to transcend boundaries, embrace diversity, and lead with the mindful and visionary spirit, shaping a world where success is synonymous with positive and lasting change. So as we are talking about the STEM education, which is very important, definitely it's very important. But again, how to bridge the gap between giving STEM education to girls and bringing them into empowerment, because one of my speakers said that just providing them education is not the solution. So here I will talk about some initiative which will help to transcend the education into a social enterprises for women. So the proposed program EmpowerHER stand as initiative strategically designed to address the gender disparities, enhance women empowerment, and foster inclusive development within the Global South. And this collaboration efforts will be involved government bodies, NGOs, educational institute, private sector, and definitely practices related to gender, and including men, because they are our better half, and without them, it's not possible. So here are some activities which I did as a keynote speaker, and also I'm a mentor. So I do capacity building for women, and I did some in previously Mentor Her to Greatness, which was very effective programs, and it helps. I'll just quote my one of our speakers said that we have self-doubts, we have lack of confidence, even having a lot of education and degrees, we still think that we are not good enough, and even we don't speak about our pay scale. And there is gender inequality even in the pay scale. So bringing women into climate, agriculture sector, this is one of my project which I am working with HUPO Canada for Plants for Prosperity, in which we are working on women empowerment, bringing them into agriculture sector, and so that they can generate some income for themselves, and also there is associated with that a lot of other incentives. Second, which I recently did, it is I collaborated with the organizations. WHO provided scooties for health workers, because they had the problem to go to the far-flung areas in Pakistan where they have to give like polio drops or other vaccination to the children. So WHO provided that, and I collaborated as a CSR partner to provide the trainings to these female ladies. So this is a little bit which I can say that I'm contributing to the women empowerment. So key initiative which I think is important, like technology for inclusive learning. We should make incubator centers, programs, business incubation programs, I would say, in the schools and colleges where they girls studying even in the STEM education or related can implement their ideas and transform this into a business. And it would be if it is, I must say that if social enterprises, it will be more good because it will give back to the society. So another legs which we have, digital financial inclusion. As a women, we don't take care of, like we are good in the investment, we are good in keeping the money, but we don't care of that too much, like how we can reinvest it for our betterment and for the family. So digital financial inclusion is very important. There is women-centric, which I just told, that women-centric entrepreneurship incubation centers are very important, and they should be in the schools and the colleges. Yeah. Again, gender equity workplaces, we must address these points, keeping in mind whenever we prepare the framework for these programs, we must add the gender equity in the workplaces. So equity means like what we need should be in the workplaces. Like there are sometimes there are bathrooms in the organizations which are just made to take in mind, like these are the men who are working in the workplace and they need the bathroom. So sometimes there is no differentiation between that, and some extra hygiene products if we need, these are not available there. And again, the community engagement through social media, women is lacking. They don't have so much skills in the social media, which we need to implement that. And data-driven decision-making is, I think that in the boardrooms, there is no voice of women decision makers, women directors. So we need to bring them so that we can work on the gender equality. And definitely the public-private partnership is very important. And last but not the least, that mentorship networks are very important. We need mentors. We need women mentors so that the girls can correlate with themselves. They can see the leaders. They can see that someone already did that work, so they can also do. So the real life stories, real life success of the leaders and the entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs is very important. So innovative curriculum must be a part which we will definitely impose and work on the women empowerment programs. Financial literacy programs, and another which I would like to add, that pink tax awareness campaign is very important, because being women, we pay more money on buying health hygiene products, and we don't know even that we are paying more money for that. Just being the pink color or the red color are they associate with the girls and they charge more money. So we also to take notice of that and bring the government into that the pink tax should be banned. And most important is climate change. So soil awareness campaigns and literacy program must be added. And they should be designed in such a way that they can start their own businesses related to these programs, just like the waste management and every other things. So that's all which I would like to add, not more than that, because we listen to a very learned speakers who provided a different ideas. So I thought that just in a nutshell, I'll provide this a small presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Ghazala. Let me just, before I go to your comments, I want to thank our previous speaker, Amina, because she brought a very young voice to our presentation here. And especially, I like the comment that she made that we cannot teach someone, a man to walk, in a sense of like we have to induce gender equality or our perception of no, we have to stop discriminating from a girl and boy right from the birth. And certainly she should be, you know, like sharing the voice of young people. And that is what I would like to appreciate here. And Dr. Ghazala, thank you very much for your presentation. We all, I think, here agree that mentoring is the way to move forward, bringing, encouraging, motivating, and never give up. These are a few things that we need to keep reminding ourselves as well as our female colleagues. So thank you everyone for presenting your perceptions. I would like to Raina to conclude.
Yes, thank you all. That was very interactive. We heard, we listened to a lot of ideas, and it will all benefit at the end into filling this gender gap that we are, this is our objective. And we hope that you can join us again tomorrow. It's a more, it will be a more longer day with more interactions, and we have a lot of speakers coming with their ideas, also from inside Egypt and from outside Egypt. So we will welcome you tomorrow again. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock Egypt
o'clock.
time, we will start again. We are having a longer day, a full day. So please join us. We have many participants tomorrow. So here, this objective was to understand, you know, broader audience. Tomorrow also we have a few speakers, very interesting speakers. So please join us, and we also have people from Egypt joining us. So thank you very much, everyone.
From industry.
Thank you.
Yes, from the industry as well. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.